Cheating with your best friend! Robin arrived at the coffee shop early to meet her future lover. She was still deciding if she wanted to be with him. They hadn't had love as such until now, but she knew she had to give in to him or break up with him. If they had love, that would be the end of her marriage. When it came to intimacy, she couldn't multitask at once. She began her inner musings by reviewing her husband Kirk's best qualities. Kirk was the proverbial good guy. At first, their relationship had been restorative. Both had marriages that ended because their partners cheated on them. Kirk was a good, open-minded listener, and he had a good, strong shoulder to cry on. It didn't hurt that he was boyishly handsome, well-built, and had lots of money. Kirk had never forced her into love or anything else she didn't want. The sexual tension grew as they met more and more often. At the time, Robin was ready to move on with him. Robin made it clear that the one promise that meant more than any other: loyalty. Kirk must remain faithful to her and their marriage. She couldn't imagine ever cheating. The love in their marriage had been excellent, and even now she was beginning to get wet just thinking about their time in bed. Kirk seemed reluctant to get married for fear of being cheated on again. Robin understood this, but eventually forced him to take the risk. Their first few years were wonderful, love-filled, and satisfying. She loved the way he paid attention to her, complimented her, and usually went overboard with his gifts for her birthday, Christmas, and anniversary. On Mother's Day, he gave her more gifts than most real mothers received. Robin wasn't taken for granted. She didn't know of anything that could have happened to make her do anything that threatened her marriage. Everything was fine in her marriage. It bothered her that she was thinking about cheating on him. She remembered how she felt when her ex cheated on her. Robin was afraid of how it would affect Kirk when he found out he'd been cheated on again. Why had she even participated in Francois' seduction in the beginning? Why risk her amazing marriage? Her only answer was that although she loved Kirk, she had never truly been in love with him. She fervently believed that Francois was her soulmate. When it came down to it, Robin realized she was more afraid of losing Francois than hurting Kirk's feelings. That's how passionate she felt when she was around Francois or even thinking about him. Francois. The mere thought of him made her tremble. It had been lust at first sight when he'd walked up to her table in that coffee shop one day. He had a killer smile with dazzlingly bright teeth. His wavy dark hair and tanned facial features made her sigh in hopes that he would want to pay attention to her. When he spoke to her with that French accent, part of her was ready to leave with him at that very moment. Falling in love with him made no logical sense, but it certainly made sense sensually. She remembered their first meeting. "A beautiful lady shouldn't have such a sad face. I'm Francois, and I'm a good listener." I'm Robin." She held out her hand for a handshake, but he took her hand in his and kissed the back of it. Robin's whole body trembled with arousal in response. For some reason, right from the start, she felt completely comfortable talking to this stranger about the mild depression she was feeling and the issues she was having in her marriage. Francois was supportive of her feelings and her desire to do something about it. He offered his friendship and another meeting with her. She quickly accepted. In the weeks that followed, her intercourse with Francois became more frequent and intense. They went from embraces to kisses, from caresses to mutual affection. She awoke from her reverie when Francois sat down beside her. Once again, his smile made her melt into the chair. His presence made it easier for her to talk about what she needed to talk about. Robin decided to make her lustful desires known. "Francois, I want to be with you so badly that it hurts when you're not around. But I just can't make love to you while I'm still married. Fidelity has been the cornerstone of our marriage. On the other hand, I don't think I can stand it if we have to wait to make love for the months it takes to get a divorce. I don't know what to do." "Robin, have you thought about a legal separation before the divorce? It would allow you to avoid the problem of honoring your wedding vows, and it's quick and easy to do." This could work. Yeah, that's how it works. But even then, it's scary to think about. I hate to tell Kirk this, but I have to. Sometimes I cry just thinking about how demoralized he'll be. It took Robin a few moments to get her emotions under control. She grinned and continued. I can't believe here we are talking about separation and divorce like they were menu items. Robin grew serious. Francois, I can't risk my marriage unless I'm absolutely sure you'll be there for me. Francois looked at her lovingly and replied with a huff. Your words would wound my heart if I had not already given it to you. Look into my eyes, my dear, to see if I am lying. Robin, I love you. You're the most beautiful, sexiest woman I've ever known. You're going to be the mother of my children. I loved you and wanted you from the first moment I saw you. I promise to love you until the day I don't see you again in many, many years. What more can I do to assure you? I believe you, honey, but I still need to meet Kirk with this news. It won't be fair to him no matter how I say it, but it's the best I can do. I can't make love to you before then. I couldn't bear the guilt. Francois, come with me. You need to be there when I hand him the divorce papers. I'm going to need your emotional support to be able to leave him if he cries. Kirk is a really nice guy and doesn't deserve what I'm about to do to him, but I deserve the life I want with you. I'll be glad to come along as Kirk doesn't have a gun in his hand. He grinned. Don't worry about that. He's not a violent man. I'm more worried that he might hurt himself. I really hope he finds a woman who will love him as much as I love you. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Kirk returned home and immediately noticed that there was no smell of dinner cooking coming from the kitchen. He assumed that meant that they had dined out of the house. Robin entered the living room with a serious face and uttered the infamous line about women cheating. Kirk, we need to talk. Kirk continued to stand and tried to keep his cool, expecting bad news. Kirk, I hate doing this to you. I love you, and I don't want to hurt you. He interrupted. But I met someone I'm in love with, and I'm sure he's my soulmate. I hope you'll believe that I wouldn't do this unless I was absolutely sure it was for the best for both of us. I have a legal separation prepared here that will turn into a divorce petition in 90 days. However, for now, the document says that you and I are free to go. The marriage vows are not in effect, and we can be with someone else if we want. In the end, when you see that we are both better off living apart, I hope we can still be friends. She waited anxiously for his reaction. Through clenched teeth, he asked, Who's the asshole? There's no need to call him names. You don't know him. His name is Francois. He's from France. I want you to meet him to make sure I'll be all right. I think under different circumstances you could be friends. I've already packed a couple of bags and I'll leave with him tonight after you meet him. Francois, you can come in now. Francois came out of the kitchen. Immediately, he and Kirk met eyes. Both had a moment of shock. Kirk approached Francois. Robin worried that she had misjudged her husband's desire for violence. As they stood face to face, the tense atmosphere was broken by Kirk's exclamation, Frankie, you asshole! Kirk, dog breath! They embraced and patted each other on the back. Francois Frankie spoke without a French accent. God, it's so good to see you. How long has it been? 10 years? How's your mom? She's good, thanks. You know she asked about you the last time I talked to her. Kirk looked at his wife and back at Frankie. I see you're still a hound. Yeah, sorry about that. I had no idea she was your wife. I think she used her maiden name. I'm surprised you got married. I thought you'd die single to some hot chick. Don't worry about it. I'm tired of her anyway. Well, you still have a good eye. Were you really going to leave with her? Are you kidding me? I catch and release. I thought we'd make it through the weekend before I had to fly off to France. I don't think I can do this kind of thing anymore. I don't have the energy needed to seduce and escape. You're crazy, man. The best part is the chase. Love is the icing on the cake, and you know how much I like to lick the icing. They laughed. Listen, Frankie, you want to go to a bar and pick someone up? Sure, and I know a good place. I guarantee you we'll hook up tonight. Hey, now that you're officially separated from Robin, it's even better. She can't use your red tape against you in the divorce. Are you sure you don't want to stay here and claim your prize? Not really. I don't think Robin is very interested in making love to me right now. He turned to a stunned Robin. Are you as good as Kirk says you are, Robin? I can always come back later. In fact, I don't think I'll be back anymore. A smirk appeared on his face. Robin sat in a trance like a deer caught in the headlights. She even looked more like a deer hit by a semi-trailer. Finally, she spoke. "What about me?" Both men laughed. Kirk replied, "Your bags are already packed. You need to go somewhere else to live. This house was mine before we were married, so by the time I get back, you shouldn't be here anymore. Frankie and I will definitely have company when we get back." Robin burst into tears as the two men walked out.